Huber in the morning.
Yesterday was a Monday. I was coming off of a wonderful camping trip up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I was feeling good. Been back to nature a little bit. Had some fun times with the family. Definitely made me a little tired in the morning, I guess. More tired than I thought. I came into work, was doing my thing, having some coffee to wake up, and I've been trying to drink more water. So I had myself a, what do they call it? Gatorade Propel, the little powder you shake in the water bottle. It was delicious. And eventually I had to use the little boys' room. So I made my way in to go pee-pees. And all of a sudden, I unzipped my fly and there was no access. It was at that point that I realized that my New Balance boxer briefs were, in fact, on backwards. It was then and only then I noticed it. And I thought back. I said, you know, when I pulled these on this morning, I was like, these fit weird, but like you're fat, not there's something wrong with the underwear. So I just blamed it on myself and moved on about my morning. And at that point, I had a decision to make. And the decision I made was to do absolutely nothing about it.
Now, was this a urinal situation?
It was.
Okay.
It was. Now, I thought about that, too. If it had been a long stay and I was already 3/4 of the way done, would I have slapped the shoes off and spun them around? I don't know.
I'm sure you would have.
I did not, though. And it was a busy day yesterday. And I guess for one reason or another, never had a long stay situation here at work and just went pee probably 2 more times. Because like I said, I've been crushing water trying to get back to some level of health and hydration. And every time had a kind of self-chuckle and then just did nothing about it. And we were talking off the air. Is that something you can do at work? I mean, I have an office with a door I can shut and lock. There's the single stall bathroom with, you know, that you can shut and lock. But I chose to just let it ride. I chose to let it ride.
I'm surprised. So the first trip to the bathroom was strictly the men's room because there was urinals in there.
Yes, sir.
And then we have a set of ladies' rooms, and then we also have a single-seater bathroom on the floor. I'm surprised that you just didn't go into the single-seater and take care of business. You're the only one in there. You can lock the door.
I don't know.
I mean, it is gross to get down the socks in a bathroom that's not yours.
Yeah, and it's like, and then it's short, so you contemplate to leave shoes on, and you always think that that's easy with shorts, but it's not. I got 11 and a half. It's not a giant foot, but it's not real easy to get between those pants legs.
No, not at all. Now, is this something that you do often?
This is the first time in recent memory that I can think of it happening. I mean,
is there something like wearing underwear backwards that you do a fair amount?
I feel like I'm pretty, look, I wear a black shirt and some sort of gray shorts or jeans all year. I don't like to think about getting dressed a lot. I have it down to a pretty simple science, and that's it. I usually don't make any mistakes.
My wife has pointed out in recent history, and I must have hit about 30, and I just don't care if my fly's down. I walk around with my fly down most days, and I don't know why. I'm not making a conscious effort not to zipper my fly.
Are you a boxer briefs wearer?
Yes, I am.
I think there's some sense of security with that, Like,
very true.
Nothing's going to happen. It's not like the old school boxers that were, had a tendency to hang open a little bit.
And the old school boxers that had the button were the most uncomfortable thing I've ever worn underneath shorts or jeans.
Yeah, when I made the switch to boxer briefs, I never looked back. I just threw away all those other old flannel ones I used to have or the knit ones, whatever. They all gone. I don't think I have one pair of them left. You have a similar situation with some jogging pants that happened one time, if I remember right.
Yeah, you want to talk about that after the Stones?
I do. And I want to hear from you, 410-584-1007. Was I right to not switch it? Would you have switched it? Have you been in a similar situation and taken care of it? I want to hear from you. When you drive into work in the right lane, what are you doing? Are you thinking about your day? What are you doing?
Me in particular?
Yes, of course.
For me and what we do, I'm usually listening to WJZ and I'm catching the headlines and seeing what's going on there. Then I maybe switch over to music or maybe a YouTube video that I was, listening to before that. But that's kind of my general.
Well, you got a poll about how different generations use their time in the car, and I didn't realize that there were differences. I kind of thought everybody did what I did, which is rock out to try to kind of wake up or shake off what I was just coming from or pump up for what I was just going to.
Yeah, so millennials reportedly are spending their time in the car with self-improvement, either listening to a podcast or planning for their future. Gen Z, they cherish their time alone. Apparently, 55% of them are just riding around with nothing going on a silent ride. And Gen X, apparently, is the most upbeat generation we have. Apparently, just cranking music. 89% says that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm not quite Gen X. I'm like right after that, a Xennial or something they call us. But I definitely subscribe to the blasting music thing. I mean, I did have this thought not too long ago. Are you okay with this? If I tell you my sad story here?
Why do we need to turn this into a sad story?
Because I have a vivid memory of being a kid, driving in a green diesel Ford pickup truck with my grandfather down the road, and it was silent in that truck. The kind of silence that hangs heavy in the air. Not a silence where you just look down and you realize nobody's talking, but a silence that feels like it was on purpose. And I thought to myself, I'm never going to do this. I can't imagine driving in silence. And this is, I'm a kid at this point. I go about living my life, getting my license, making sure I have a good stereo in all the cars I own, whether it's my Discman with a cassette adapter, CD player, head unit, subwoofer, the whole 9 yards. I'm rocking out. Fast forward to the year 2016. I have a kid, a job, a mortgage, and then another kid, and then more stress. And I found myself one day driving in silence. And I had a conscious thought of, oh my God, have I finally come to that moment where my grandfather was all those years ago, where the stresses of life and the world and kids and a mortgage have squashed my spirit and not allowed me to enjoy time in the car. I hope that's not the case. I hope it's not the case. I got to keep fighting the good fight. Got to keep the tunes going, and I can't submit to this. Amen. I have exorcised the demons.
Do you need a hug? What is going on this morning? This was supposed to be a fun break, and then you tell me a bummer of a story. We asked you, 410-584-100.7, how do you spend your time in the car in the morning? We'll come back, and hopefully humor will have a little pep in its step.
We'll see what happens. This isn't a laughing matter. It's actually a sad matter. Corn dogs and sausages on a stick, upwards of 58 million of them being recalled, and it makes me sad.
Yeah, State Fair corn dogs and Jimmy Dean's sausage on a stick products have been recalled because they're finding wood chips that have been embedded into the batter. Now, 5 people have been injured with products from March to September of this year.
There's a lot about this that I have questions about, that I have thoughts about, and I want to break it down into a couple of different sections here. First of all, I just assumed that, like, the wood chip, the stick making section of the factory was nowhere near the batter mixing section of the factory.
True.
That seems weird to me. Like, I know that the dog gets put on the stick and then it gets dipped in the batter. And, like, what was going on with these sticks while they were dipping it in the batter, that there's all these fragments coming off? That's weird. I don't know. That seems crazy to me. The other part is the products were packed between March and September, Well, it is September, but March was a long, long time ago. Like, we're just finding out this is an issue now of things that were packaged in March.
Well, I told you off, Mike, I've been eating pieces of popsicle stick off a corn dog for years as I try to get that little nubbin at the end. Right. And I usually eat a little bit of wood. So they probably had no idea that this was a product problem. A couple people probably eating a corn dog, and all of a sudden, like a popcorn shell in the back of a throat.
And 5 people were injured as a result of these wood chips, supposedly. I would love to know the extent of these injuries. I mean, I grew up on a farm cutting up wood every fall for our wood stove or whatever. I know you grew up in construction. How many pieces of wood do you think you've swallowed in your life?
I don't want to think about it.
Tons, right? Very interesting. I feel bad for the 5 people who were injured. I think, though, this is just me, and do not take this as the opinion of 100.7 The Bay or as a medical opinion. I'm going to roll the dice and keep eating corn dogs.
I mean, that's the problem. Food on sticks are always awesome. I don't think I'm going to throw these away.
No.
I'm just going to gamble I don't have one of the 58 million pounds.
Right. I mean, and I think they know it. I think they know you're going to see this story and go, yeah, okay, and? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you got a much better chance of getting a fish bone stuck in your throat, eating a piece of fish, than you do a wood chip stuck in your throat from a corn dog. And again, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not in the food manufacturing business, but I like food on a stick more than I like the potential of having to go a couple of times.
Yeah, we need more time to talk about the greatness of food on a stick.
It's the simplicity. It's the novelty. It's everything. I love food on a stick. 410-584-1007. Let's make a list of favorite foods on the stick. Do you want to get us started, End Up?
I really want to wait till after 3 doors down.
All
I
right.
need time to stretch my legs.
410-584-1007. We want to hear from you. What are your favorite foods on a stick, and would this slow you down from eating them? Don't let a splintery stick be kryptonite for you eating foods on a stick, huh? You just roll the dice. That's advice from old Uncle Huber. Don't take it, but I'm giving it. 410-584-1007. We asked you your favorite foods on a stick in after we read a story about 58 million pounds of State Fair corn dogs and Jimmy Dean's sausage on a stick products being recalled for wood chips. And End Up brings up the good point. I've nibbled a wood chip or two off of there trying to get that last piece of corn dog off of the stick. I mean, I'm still kicking. Maybe I've had to go a few times to get it done, but it works. Alex from Pasadena, I would say it goes corn dog, and then probably this bacon on a stick trend I thought was not going to stick, but it has been around, pun intended, it has been around for quite some time. Bacon on a stick, a festival favorite, a carnival favorite, an Amish market favorite, sometimes covered in chocolate. Do you get down?
No, and that's the problem. Usually they take the bacon and they make it sweet, and I don't want the sweet and savory when it comes to my bacon. But you got corn dogs and pancake sausages. Those are the high watermark, I believe, of food on a stick.
How about the kebab? Ancient food on a stick. I mean, it's been around for a long, long time, the kebab.
I like the kebab.
Yeah, me
I'm not
too.
saying it how you said it, but I like a kebab every now and again.
And here, you want another one from your old Uncle Huber, too?
Sure.
You have to soak those sticks. You got to do it.
You have to?
Yeah. Otherwise, they're going to burn on you. That happens. Got to soak those sticks. Just do it. Soak those sticks before you grill those kebabs. That's the lesson from your old Uncle Huber. Thank you.
So when you Google favorite foods on a stick, popsicles come up. And I don't disagree with that, but popsicles always come up in my life when I'm sick or something's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm being given a popsicle because I can't have anything else. And I like a good popsicle.
The Rocket Pop, it's a good one.
How about a cake pop?
I don't think they're that good.
How dare you?
Yeah. So here's the thing. When I like cake, I don't really like the icing that much. And the icing to cake ratio on a cake pop is askew. I want a lot more cake.
They need to make manlier cake pops because I'm always super self-conscious when I go into like a coffee shop and I'm ordering a coffee and I just point aggressively. I want one of those. I want one of those.
Yeah.
I want one, but
You don't
I
even want to
can't
say
tell
what it's called.
the kid with the nose ring behind the counter. I want this fluorescent orange and pink cake pop in my face hole immediately.
Mini Horse posted this question on the Huber in the Morning Facebook page, and Gina wrote, cotton candy and the candied apple. It is candied apple season right now. That is a high watermark food on a stick. Yes, it leans dessert, obviously, but you get that caramel, little peanuts on there over top of a really crisp, juicy apple. That's tough to beat.
I want to like the candy apple. It's a mess.
Oh, you get 6-8 bites tops, and then it's done.
The beautiful thing about food on a stick, it's supposed to be portable. It's like the Crunch Wrap Supreme from Taco Bell. It's supposed to be on the go. A candy apple is a commitment to sit with a plate because there's going to come a time where you have everything all over your face, all over your hands.
And I'm going to tell you right now that I like the teriyaki chicken on a stick, but here's what I don't like about it. As soon as you get it, the first thing you do is pull it off because you got that bed of rice with nothing else going on. So you take all that chicken right off the stick and put it on the rice. It's like, just do that for me. I don't even need it on the stick at that point. You know what I mean?
I cannot believe we would stand here during the morning show and you would argue about somebody plating something.
It does seem
usually love a
It does
good
seem
plating.
counterintuitive. And I'll tell you another one I just saw. Actually, you sent it to a friend of mine last night. I watched a guy take some ground beef and mix in some spices and peppers and stuff and then cut a bunch of tortillas square and then pack them with ground beef and cook it and then put it on a stick. It looked insane. I'm going to try it. It was like some kind of tortilla kebab thing or another. But on the stick is what made it for me. That's what I want to get down on.
And you're making it only for you. Your kids that eat salads and only red peppers will not be having this. Will the missus get down with that?
We'll have to find out. You know what's a sleeper food on a stick? I know we got to go. How about the half ear of corn? You never get a full ear of corn on a stick, but you'll get half a ear of corn on a stick, and it's never even good corn. It's that yellow corn where each kernel feels like it's just cardboard, styrofoam. You'll get that on a stick every once in a while.
See, now I feel like a fool because I'm going to make the argument that the corn on the stick is not superior to just having that ear of corn in my hand.
I know.
I come up wet and glistening with corn juice and butter and a little bit of Old Bay.
My beard smells like butter for the next 6 to 8 weeks.
And you're
nothing you
happy
can do
to
about
have
it. But you put that piece of corn on a stick, you know it's a subpar piece of corn. That's why you have to put it on a stick to up its appeal level.
I feel like it's already going to be waterlogged, and I don't want it.
It always is. Why is it even on a stick? What is going on?
State fairs do better.
That's right.
Huber in the morning.